Science tells us that the physical world is full of miraculous wonders and seemingly limitless discoveries to be made. And I believe that's true. I want to affirm that. So much of what we once thought to be supernatural or divinely ordained has come to be quantifiable and explainable through the scientific process. But there's still so much we don't know. What is light made of? How does it operate like a particle and a wave? We know a few things about the brain, far more than we used to. But how does it produce consciousness? What is that magic elixir of chemical and physical processes that conjures sentience? My name is Daniel Xavier Joyce, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about what I hope we can accomplish together and what I believe is coming up next for humanity. A little bit about myself. I'm an energy healer and a spiritual coach. For 12 years, I worked as a professional actor, singer, director, acting coach, and teacher. But around 2018, I started to feel my enthusiasm waning. The work was still incredibly fulfilling, but I just knew that an arts career wasn't the sole reason for me being here. So I started working with an energy healer of my own. And through that work, I started the next chapter of my story, when I realized that I too was meant to become a healer. A year later, COVID-19 shut down the entire theater industry, so I decided that I would resign my theater career and throw myself completely into studying metaphysics, the energy body, soul connections, and higher wisdom. I'm new at this. I'm still learning every day, and I'm sharing what I learn here, hoping that together we can explore the deepest questions of our existence. I call this business Universoul, S-O-U-L, because this work has shown me that each of us is part of an infinite network of consciousness, matter, and higher spirit. But I want Universoul to be more than a business. I created this channel as part of Universoul because I want you to be able to find messages of encouragement and wisdom. And I want to use this platform to lift up the voices of marginalized peoples and indigenous communities. I mean, many of the principles of energy healing and metaphysics can be found in some of the most ancient cultures on the planet. It's on these foundations that the modern alternative wellness industry has been built. And I'm sorry to say, in some cases, appropriated and commodified. I've even seen some healing techniques get trademarked and copywritten with the express instruction given that you can't heal someone with that technique unless you pay royalties. That's their prerogative. But I think it's important to recognize that the spiritual practices of indigenous and ancient cultures are inextricably linked together with their cultural identities. And I believe that, especially as a white man, to simply take what I want, divorcing it from the cultures and peoples that have kept this knowledge alive and passed it down through thousands of generations of sacred rituals and stories, and put it behind a paywall is nothing short of an atrocity. I know, that sounds like a scathing indictment of other wellness practitioners, and I promise you I don't mean it to be. I genuinely believe the vast majority of people in the world are absolutely doing their best, the best way they know how, with the best knowledge they have at the time. But we need to be wary of locking knowledge up behind a paywall when it really wasn't ours to begin with. Or caring more about receiving acclaim and recognition than helping others heal and reach their highest potential, which, speaking for myself, is why we do this. I try to be aware of the line between appreciation, application of knowledge, and appropriation. But we're all interconnected. No one does anything completely on their own. We should all be doing our best every day to honor the people who took the time to invest in us so that we can turn around and invest in others. In recognition of all that indigenous and ancient cultures have done to keep this knowledge alive, Universoul is committed to putting 10% of all proceeds towards indigenous advocacy. Without their passing down of sacred wisdom teachings, often at the risk of their own lives, I certainly wouldn't be doing what I've been enabled to do. I also believe that no one culture or religious practice has the entire picture. We're all figuring this life out, and we're trying to come up with guidelines to help us navigate it. When you look at all of these different religions and healing techniques from around the world and from across time, you start to see a tremendous amount of overlap. When we all bring our different perspectives together and compare notes, when we share with joy what each of us has learned, we start to see the bigger picture more clearly. In this sense, no one owns the truth. It belongs to everything that has consciousness. And since that's something we all share, it means truth belongs to everyone. I also personally believe in helping people learn how to heal themselves. I'm not interested in being anyone's guru or creating a dependency or a large following. As a healer, I want you to understand your energy body, how to care for it in the ways that are best for you. Every healing with my clients is collaborative. In our sessions, when you bring not only your desire to heal, but an openness and a strong intention to heal and grow, it amplifies everything we'll be working on. In the end, my goal is for you to become your own guru. And the more we work together, the more we harmonize. So thanks for partnering with me on this project. Just by watching this video, you're part of a movement that we're making together. Because the more we heal ourselves, the more we begin to heal the world around us. And that just amplifies over and over until, let's be ambitious. How do we bring in world peace? But our energy is constantly being put out into the world. We know this. We talk about getting a bad vibe from someone or walking into a room and feeling the tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. We're constantly receiving and transmitting this energy. So if we learn to heal ourselves, we actually do in a small way. And when we combine, start to heal the world around us. So thanks for being a part of that today. I'm Daniel Zafer Joyce, and thanks for joining me on this journey.